Okay, hi everyone. My name is Diane Castañeda Muñoz, and I am joined with Suhey Rodriguez, and we are both the current graduate assistants for the University of Utah Dream Center. And we're going to be doing a presentation with you all, just sharing a few resources that we have in our center, and also we're going to be talking about different policies that impact undocumented students to and through higher education. So we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay, so we did want to talk about the populations that we serve. And one of the populations is undocumented students, which is anyone living in the US without legal status. And we also work with dreamers, undocumented, which is undocumented youth that would have benefited from the DREAM Act.
And we also work with documented students, so essentially a student or a person who is currently benefiting from the DACA program, which was an executive order announced by President Barack Obama in 2012. And lastly, we also work with undocu allies, and essentially an undocu ally is someone that supports the undocumented community as a whole, not just undocumented students, but everyone.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about the Utah policies that can affect undocumented students, especially in education. One of them is Utah House Bill 144. Essentially what it is a program, or not a program, but it's a bill that allows students that have been enrolled in Utah high schools for 3 years or more, or have graduated from a Utah high school, or have attained a GED, and have enrolled in a USHE school post-2002, they are allowed to fill out a form and sign it, submit it, called HB 144 affidavit, which basically just allows students to pay in-state tuition instead of paying out-of-state tuition. It does have to be a USHE institution, though.
Great. And then the other bill that we wanted to talk about was Utah Senate Bill 253, which was passed in 2015, and it pretty much states that if you graduated from a Utah high school, you qualify for privately funded scholarships administered by your USHE institution that you are attending. So a big difference between SB 253 and House Bill 144 is that you do not have to have a certain amount of time in a Utah high school. As long as you have a Utah high school diploma or GED, you will be able to qualify for private funds. We will be talking a little bit more about scholarships in our last slide, and where to find those on our website. And kind of just talking a little bit more about HB 144, which is the bill that Suhey talked about. Undocumented students that do not qualify for HB 144 essentially will be paying as non-residents, and non-resident tuition in comparison to resident tuition is a lot more. This is just an example of tuition at the University of Utah. For people that qualify for resident tuition, it would be around 4,000 something, and I think it's actually gonna increase since this last image was posted. So that's about for 12 credits, and for a non-resident with 12 credits, you're looking at almost $12,000. So if you have a student, or you are a student that would qualify for HB 144, we highly recommend you filling out the affidavit so you can take advantage of this bill. If you need support in filling out the HB 144 affidavit, please reach out to us. You can also find the affidavit in our website. We have a HB 144 tab on the right side of our website where you can find information about it and the actual affidavit link.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, also known as DACA. It is an executive order announced by President Barack Obama in June 15, 2012. Students may be eligible for a temporary employment authorization document, a temporary employment authorization document, a social security card, and relief from deportation. With DACA, you have to renew it every 2 years, and you have to pay a $495 fee, plus documents and shipping and handling. And if you have a more complicated case, then you may need to hire lawyers. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the new applicant process.
So there's a lot of questions currently going around about new applicants because the Supreme Court of the United States made a decision on June 18th regarding the future of DACA because the current administration has been trying to end the program. So the decision has left a lot of people wondering what to do when it comes to initial DACA applicants, so essentially someone that's applying to DACA for the first time. We've talked to a few attorneys, and they've mentioned that USCIS has not given out a statement regarding initial applicants. So they're kind of advising new applicants who are interested in applying to DACA to just be very cautious and understand that there's a possibility that you will not get approved and you may lose your money, but there's also a possibility of being able to get approved. And it's a lot of case by case. And we recommend you all reaching out to an attorney about this. We do have a few attorneys that we work with at the Dream Center that we could definitely connect you all with if you need that support. And we also did a partnership video with ACLU of Utah, Comunidades Unidas, and an immigration attorney from Catholic Community Services, and where they each shared different resources regarding DACA. And the attorney also kind of shared some advice and tips regarding the situation with DACA right now. If you would like to look at that video, the link is right there, but you can also find it on our website under Community Updates, in the Community Updates tab. And now we're just gonna go over some DACA facts.
Okay, so documented students do not qualify for federal student aid. That means that they don't qualify for FAFSA, loans, Pell Grants, work study, state aid, or Utah publicly funded scholarships, but they do qualify for private scholarships. DACA is also not the DREAM Act. A lot of students get that confused, but it's not the same as the DREAM Act, and it does not provide permanent residency, a green card, or is a pathway to residency or citizenship.
Right, and just adding on to that, a lot of students kind of get confused because they have a valid social with DACA, so sometimes they think that they're able to qualify for FAFSA, but they are not. But there are some private scholarships that do require you to fill out the FAFSA form. If a scholarship that you're applying to requires you to do so, please reach out to us and we can help you fill out the paper form, because that is the form that they recommend for students who have DACA or do not have DACA and have to fill out that form. So even when they ask you for FAFSA and it's open to undocumented students, don't be scared, still apply and just reach out to us and we can support you through that process. Okay, and now we're gonna move on to different topics in regards to how to navigate different policies or situations when it comes to being undocumented in the state of Utah. So first we wanna talk about high school opportunities that are available to high school students here in the state of Utah. So undocumented students with or without DACA in Utah are able to take CE classes or AP classes, so concurrent enrollment and advanced placement. And we really advise students to do that can take an opportunity to get some college credit while in high school and pay a really small fee. And also your immigration status would not be impacting you while you take those college classes while in high school. So we really recommend students to take advantage of that opportunity so you can come into college with some credits and also speed up your process of being in college and save you some money. We also recommend students that are currently in high school who are undocumented or even not documented to really take on leadership roles and opportunities, because a lot of scholarships that are open to undocumented students always kind of require that and look into that. So you having a strong leadership role in your community or in your church or anywhere that matters to you could give you a really good opportunity to win those scholarships. And also obviously doing personal statements and resumes. If you all need any support with doing that, we can always help students. Yeah, that's pretty much with high school opportunities.
Okay, so we already talked a little bit about HB 144. So we did want to talk about what this means when students are trying to access higher education. So this means that students are eligible for in-state tuition. Well, for those that qualify for HB 144, they qualify for in-state tuition rates in Utah public institutions during fall, spring, and summer semesters. For those students that don't qualify for HB 144, what you can do is you can enroll in summer semesters and you would pay in-state tuition rates if you do it in the summer.
And now we're going to talk about DACA, kind of similar to what Suhey was saying. Obviously, there's some students that qualify for DACA, some that don't. So navigating that system in that program is very different for each student, and we want to make sure that students know the different opportunities they have available to them. So obviously, if a student does have DACA, they're able to qualify for employment here in the state of Utah, or even on campus or out of state or anything like that. And they're also able to travel. So that's a really good benefit. But for the students that do not qualify for DECA, there are still obviously the private scholarships, but we're also encouraging students to look into internships or work opportunities that are essentially not being paid through like regular pay. It's more like a scholarship. So you take on a leadership role at a center or something, and then they provide you a scholarship. So it's definitely a way that some students have been able to navigate not being able to qualify for DACA, but still be able to gain some income.
Okay, and if you qualify for SB 253, students are able to apply for private scholarships administered inside and outside Utah Public institutions. But if you don't qualify, then you can apply for private scholarships that are administered outside Utah Public institutions.
And the scholarships that we just mentioned that are in state and they're private, or out of state and that are kind of from different organizations, we post them both on both of these websites that we're sharing with you right now. So we have Educate Utah, which is administered outside of the University of Utah, and we post scholarships, and we also have information about the bills that we just mentioned in this presentation in that website. So it's a really good website for students who are in high school and are not really sure what school they're going to yet. And then we have dream.utah.edu, which is administered under the University of Utah, and it's our center-specific website. Here we post scholarships as well, but we also post any news or updates are regarding students at the University of Utah. So they're a little bit more University of Utah student-driven. But like, I don't think we've mentioned this, but us as a center, even though we are located at the University of Utah and we're under the organization of the school, we are here to support any student, regardless of where they're trying to go after high school. We are here to support all undocumented students with or without DACA navigate to higher education and through it. So if you have any more questions, you can obviously go to our website, but we also have social media platforms. We have an Instagram, a Facebook, and a Twitter. We're really good at staying up to date with posts, and people sometimes DM us questions, and we're really good at answering back to those. But that is honestly one of the fastest ways to connect with us, is through social media and stay up to date with the things that we're posting. We're currently located at the Annex, but we're actually in the works of moving. We should be moving to our new space next month, and we will be posting on our social media platforms where our new location is. We know for sure it's in the Union, but we'll have more details soon. Since it's just us, we obviously don't have any questions, but if you have any questions for us, please email us or at dream@utah.edu. That's dream@utah.edu, or you can visit our website, or you can DM us, like I mentioned. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching our video.